Pain will hit you in ways you never expected. It'll come from people you trusted, people you believed in, people you would have gone to war for. And when that hit lands, your first instinct is to strike back, to prove a point, to make them feel what they made you feel. But that reaction, that's a trap. That's how you hand your power over without even knowing it. When you move off revenge, you move off emotion. When you move off emotion, you lose control. And the moment you lose control, you stop building and start breaking. That's why you got to shift your mindset from revenge to growth, because growth is the only real victory that lasts. See, revenge might make you feel good for a moment, but it won't move you forward. It won't elevate your life. It won't change your situation. It's temporary satisfaction with permanent consequences. But growth is different. Growth changes your future. Growth rebuilds your spirit. Growth turns pain into purpose, lessons into wisdom, and setbacks into fuel. When you decide to level up instead of lash out, you flip the whole game. You take the energy that was meant to destroy you and turn it into the exact force that pushes you to your next level. That's strength. That's strategy. You gotta realize that every time someone tries to hurt you, they're giving you information. They're showing you who they are, what they value, how they operate, and most importantly, they show you where you need to tighten up within yourself. The people who broke your trust, they taught you to choose better. The people who lied on you, they taught you to move quieter. The people who didn't believe in you, they taught you to believe in yourself harder. None of that happens if you're busy trying to get even. You can't grow and seek revenge at the same time. Those two roads don't cross. You got to think long term. Revenge is loud, but growth is silent and deadly. When you grow, you're not proving anything to them. You're proving everything to yourself. You're showing yourself what you're capable of, how much you can endure, and how far you can climb with clarity and discipline. The way you respond to hurt determines the trajectory of your future. Some people spend their whole life fighting ghosts, chasing payback, and replaying moments that should have been lessons. Don't become one of them. Heal, elevate, evolve. Let your progress be the closure. Focus on becoming the kind of person who doesn't get pulled into chaos because your purpose is too big. You're too focused, too aligned, too locked in on what you're building. Every minute you spend trying to get even is a minute you're not using to get ahead. And time is the one thing you can't get back. Don't let your imagination, your vision, your opportunity shrink just because someone tried to break you. Let the pain remind you why you're rising, not why you're stopping. People who hurt you want a reaction. They want to see you crumble, lose control, step out of character. Don't give them the satisfaction. Give them silence and success. Give them distance and discipline. Let them watch you upgrade with no access to the new version of you. That's the real payback. That's the kind that doesn't require anger or bitterness. Just focus. Focus so sharp it cuts off everything that no longer aligns with where you're going. Growth is the ultimate revenge because it proves you didn't need to destroy anything to win. You didn't need to step out of your character, compromise your values, or become someone you're not. You just kept building. You kept healing. You kept pushing. And eventually, the life you create becomes the loudest response you'll ever have. So the next time someone hurts you, don't look outward. Look inward. Ask yourself, how can this grow me? What can I learn? How can I use this to strengthen my foundation? When you do that, nobody can break you. Nobody can distract you. Nobody can derail you because your mind is set on a higher path, a path where peace matters more than payback, a path where your elevation speaks louder than any argument ever could. That's how you win. That's how you transform pain into power. That's how you build a life so strong that nothing and no one can shake it. Focus on growth and let everything else fall behind you. There comes a point in your life where you gotta stop letting people walk in and out like your spirit is a revolving door. You learn that peace is expensive, and anybody who disrespects it is too costly to keep around. Setting boundaries isn't about being cold. It's about knowing your worth. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves access to you, your time, your energy, or your mind. People will take everything you give them and still expect more. So if you don't draw the line, they'll never stop crossing it. See, when you don't set boundaries, you're teaching people how to treat you. You're silently telling them that your needs don't matter, that your energy is free, that your time is disposable. And the truth is, most people are malicious. They're just used to convenience. If you make yourself available 24/7, they'll treat you like you don't have a life. If you accept disrespect once, they'll test you again. Boundaries are not walls, they're instructions. Instructions on how you expect to be treated, how you move, what you tolerate, and what you refuse to entertain. You gotta understand that protecting your space is protecting your future. Your energy is your currency. You can't build anything solid if you're drained, distracted, or constantly trying to fix situations you should have walked away from a long time ago. When you start setting boundaries, you notice something. They reveal real intentions fast. The people who value you will respect your limits. The people who are using you will get offended. That's how you separate the real from the fake. That's how you filter your circle without even trying. Setting boundaries doesn't require speech. You don't gotta argue. You don't gotta explain. You don't gotta justify. You just act different. You show up less. You stop responding to drama. You say no without guilt. You leave when peace is disturbed. You invest your energy in places that pour back into you. And when you do that, your life shifts. You start breathing easier. Your mind clears. Opportunities come. Stress fades because your spirit finally has room to grow. Some people will call you selfish for choosing yourself. Let them talk. They're only upset because they lost a version of you that tolerated their disrespect. Standing up for yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. You can't carry everyone. You can't save everyone. You can't please everyone. And you weren't built to. You were built to evolve. And evolution requires separation. It requires saying no. It requires walking away from what drains you and walking toward what grows you. Look at it like this: life is a marathon, and every step requires energy. If people are constantly stepping on your toes, slowing you down, taking more than they give, you'll never reach the finish line. Boundaries are how you protect your pace, how you protect your focus, how you protect your mind from chaos disguised as loyalty. There's power in saying, I don't move like that anymore. There's strength in refusing to tolerate what once broke you. A boundary is a promise you make to yourself, a promise that your peace matters, your voice matters, your time matters. And once you start honoring that promise, your life becomes different. You stop getting pulled into pointless arguments. You stop trying to explain your purpose to small minds. You stop watering relationships that died a long time ago. You stop breaking yourself to keep people comfortable. People think strength is shown through what you hold on to, but real strength is shown through what you walk away from. It takes courage to leave environments that don't respect you. It takes discipline to stand on your truth. It takes wisdom to know when enough is enough. And once you set those boundaries, you'll start attracting people who love you right, speak to you right, and respect your space without you having to demand it. So don't be afraid to draw the line. Don't be afraid to protect what you've built. Don't be afraid to say, this is where you stop and I begin. Your boundaries are your blueprint. They tell the world who you are, what you stand for, and how you expect to be treated. And when you honor them, you honor yourself. Protect your peace like it's your last breath. Protect your time like it's your last day. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Pain is one of the realest teachers you'll ever meet. It doesn't whisper, it doesn't sugarcoat, it doesn't wait for the right moment. It hits you straight, raw, unfiltered, and forces you to pay attention. Most people run from it, bury it, deny it, pretend it didn't happen. But the truth is simple. If you don't learn from pain, you repeat it. If you don't study the lesson, you relive the moment. Every hurt carries a message, and the ones who win in life are the ones who listen. Pain shows up to break down what's weak so the strong parts of you can take over. It exposes everything you overlooked, your blind spots, your patterns, your habits, your circles. When betrayal hits, it teaches you who not to trust. When disappointment hits, it teaches you what no longer deserves your expectations. When heartbreak hits, it teaches you the difference between attachment and alignment. Every hit forces you to level up in ways comfort never will. Growth never starts in ease, it starts in discomfort. You got to understand that pain isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It reflects back the places in your life that need rebuilding. It shows you where you weren't paying attention, where you were ignoring the signs, where you were giving too much to people who were giving too little. And yeah, it hurts. Growth always hurts. But pain never comes without purpose. If you sit with it long enough, it will tell you everything you need to know. Most people get stuck because they're focused on the moment instead of the message. They stay angry, bitter, resentful. They replay the wound instead of extracting the wisdom. You gotta flip that. Don't get stuck at the surface of the pain. Dive into it. Ask yourself why it hit you the way it did. Ask yourself what part of you was unprotected. Ask yourself how you can move differently next time. That's how pain transforms into power, when you allow it to teach you instead of break you. And you gotta stop blaming people for being who they are. When someone hurts you, they're acting from their own wounds, their own insecurities, their own limitations. You can't control that. What you can control is how you respond, how you evolve, how you rise. Pain is a call to shift your direction, upgrade your mindset, and become more aware of your own patterns. Once you learn that, nobody can hurt you the same way again. Pain also strengthens your character. It builds patience, discipline, resilience. It humbles you without humiliating you. It teaches you how to stand up after the fall, how to stay solid when everything around you feels unstable. But every time you survive something you thought would break you, you step into a higher version of yourself. You start trusting your own strength. You start walking with more wisdom, more clarity, more purpose. That's the beauty in the struggle. It shapes you into someone unstoppable. Don't ever let pain make you smaller. Let it make you smarter. Let it sharpen your vision, tighten your circle, elevate your standards. Let it push you to build a life that honors your worth. Healing doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means learning why it happened and making sure you never settle for less again. It means refusing to bleed for people who won't even bandage you. And understand this, time doesn't heal pain, reflection does. Time just gives you the space. What you do with that space determines who you become. Use it to rebuild, realign, reinvent. Use it to chase the version of yourself that pain was trying to introduce you to. Pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to redirect you. It pushes you away from what wasn't meant for you and toward what's been waiting for you. One day you'll look back and realize that the moments that hurt the most were the moments that taught you the most. You'll see how every scar became a strategy, how every loss made space for something better, how every painful chapter shaped the strength you're standing on now. Learn from pain. Let it be your compass, your mentor, your wake-up call. Let it guide you into becoming wiser, stronger, and more unshakable than you ever imagined. Pain is the lesson, but you are the one who decides what to do with it. Consistency is the quiet grind nobody sees, but everybody feels. It's waking up every day and choosing the long route when the shortcuts look tempting. It's staying locked in on what you're building even when the results move slow, even when the support fades, even when the doubts get loud. A lot of people can start something, very few can stay with it. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders, the ones who fade from the ones who finish. Your journey will only elevate if you stay consistent, even when the process feels lonely. The truth is, you're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to feel inspired. Some days you'll question why you're even trying. Some days you'll feel tired, drained, overlooked. But consistency isn't based on feelings, it's based on commitment. You don't show up because it feels good. You show up because your future deserves it. You show up because you owe it to yourself to see how far you can go when you refuse to quit. Life will test your patience. It will throw distractions at you, setbacks at you, pain at you. It'll send people who try to pull you off your path, environments that drain you, situations designed to knock you out of alignment. But when you stay consistent, you teach life that you can't be shaken. You show the universe that you're serious, that you're disciplined, that you're ready for the elevation you're asking for. Consistency is how you earn blessings that hard work alone can't buy. You got to understand that growth happens in the background. It's happening on the days you feel stuck, on the days you feel like nothing's changing, on the days you feel like your effort is invisible. That's when the biggest shifts are being built. Seeds don't sprout the day you plant them. They sprout because you keep watering when nothing is happening. Your journey is the same way. Keep pushing when nobody claps. Keep grinding when nobody notices. Keep building when nobody believes. That's how legacies are made, quietly, steadily, relentlessly. And don't compare your pace to anybody else's. Everybody has their own timing, their own lessons, their own path. Comparison will make you feel behind in a race you were never meant to run. Stay focused on your lane. Protect your vision. Invest in your craft. Let the results come when they're ready. Fast success usually fades fast too, but the success built on consistency is unshakable. It lasts because it has a foundation. Consistency also shapes your character. It makes you disciplined, reliable, trustworthy, not just to others, but to yourself. When you stick to the promises you make to yourself, your self-respect goes up, your confidence goes up, your standards rise. You start moving differently because you know what you're capable of. You know you can count on yourself. And that's one of the strongest feelings in the world, knowing you don't fold when things get hard. Along the journey, people will come and go. Some will support, some will doubt, some will copy you, some will try to distract you. None of that matters if you stay rooted in your mission. Let your consistency make the noise. Let your results tell the story. Let your progress show the difference between someone who tries and someone who commits. There will be seasons where everything clicks and seasons where nothing makes sense. Seasons where you rise fast and seasons where you move slow. But if you stay consistent through every season, you can't lose. You'll either win or you'll learn. And those lessons will stack into wisdom, strength, resilience, and mastery, things no shortcut can ever give you. Remember, this success isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the unnoticed ones. The late nights, the early mornings, the repetition, the discipline, the sacrifices, the choices you make when nobody's watching. That's where greatness is forged. So keep going. Keep grinding. Keep choosing the journey even when it wears you down. Stay consistent even when progress is quiet, because one day the world will look at your life and call it success, but only you will know it was consistency the whole time. Energy is the real currency in this life. It's more valuable than money, louder than words, stronger than intentions. You can fake a smile, Fake a conversation, even fake a relationship for a while, but you can't fake energy. It exposes everything. It tells the truth before your mouth even opens. And once you learn how to read it, once you learn how to protect it, your whole life shifts because the energy you keep around you becomes the energy you carry inside you. You ever notice how some people drain you without saying a word? They walk in with chaos, insecurity, jealousy, and you feel your spirit get heavy. That's not just a vibe, that's a warning. And then there's others who walk into a room and everything feels lighter, clearer, calmer. That's energy too. You got to learn to choose which one you allow into your world. Not everybody deserves a seat at your table because not everybody brings something worth feeding your soul. Energy is contagious. If you stay around negative people long enough, you start thinking negative. If you stay around lazy people, your ambition starts shrinking. If you stay around people who gossip, complain, and blame the world, you start adopting their mindset without even realizing it. That's why protecting your energy isn't optional. It's survival. You become what you're surrounded by. Every environment you enter either waters your spirit or dries it out. You got to be intentional about who you let near you. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Pay attention to what happens to your mood after a conversation. Pay attention to who makes your mind cloudy and who makes your path clearer. Energy doesn't lie. When someone supports you, you feel it. When someone envies you, you feel it. When someone's presence disrupts your peace, believe it the first time. And don't ignore the energy inside yourself either. Your thoughts carry power. Your habits carry power. Your mindset carries power. If your inner energy is low, chaotic, or unfocused, everything in your life reflects that. You attract what you project. You pull in people and situations that match your vibration. So if you want better, you got to elevate your energy from the inside out. That means protecting your peace, setting boundaries, meditating on your goals, staying disciplined, and letting go of anything that disturbs your alignment. You weren't built to carry everybody's problems. You weren't built to be anyone's emotional punching bag. You weren't built to stay in environments that shrink your spirit. You got to release what drains you. Let go of connections that always take and never give. Distance yourself from people who feed off chaos. Choose silence over arguments. Choose reflection over reaction. Choose growth over comfort. That's how you strengthen your energy. Energy is also how you manifest. When your mind, actions, intentions, and emotions are aligned, you start attracting opportunities that match your frequency. Doors open. People show up. Blessings flow. But when your energy is scattered, desperate, angry, or insecure, you block what's meant for you. Your energy is a magnet, and the stronger it is, the more control you have over the direction of your life. Learn to move with purpose. Walk into every room with confidence, not arrogance. Stand firm in who you are without needing to prove anything. That's powerful energy. Quiet, steady, undeniable. That's the type of energy that intimidates the wrong people and inspires the right ones. That's the type that shifts conversations, changes environments, and demands respect without you asking for it. You gotta stop explaining yourself to people who feel threatened by your energy. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Stop lowering your vibration to fit into places you've outgrown. Your energy was never meant to dim, it was meant to elevate. The right people will recognize it. The wrong people will react to it. Stay true to it. In the end, energy is everything. It shapes your relationships, your path, your success, your peace. It's the silent force that drives your life without you even noticing. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, uplift you, and appreciate your presence. Build environments that match the level you're trying to reach. And remember, when your energy is aligned, focused, and untouchable, there's nothing in this world that can't stop you from becoming who you're destined to be.